Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, Chief Executive Officer. I look forward to you joining us at our next investor webinar. You can drill deeper into our 9 to 13% annual interest rate bond offerings. See how our company has become an emerging leader in the oil and gas industry. In 2024, Phoenix Energy rose to become the 11th most prolific
Bluetooth mode.
One of America's top producing regions.
Player mode.
Now, right alongside industry giants like Phillips and EOG, we plan to continue rising the rankings. Our daily production rates have risen as high as 18,000 barrels of oil per day. We sold more than 4 million barrels, and we're just getting started. We hope to see you at our brief webinar. In less than 1 hour, you will learn more about our 9 to 13% annual interest rate bond offerings and the U.S.
Park police. He was put in the back of one of the unmarked cars, and not too far away was a food truck that we later watched it tow. Right now, it's unclear why the man was arrested. It could be a number of reasons, but this is just another example of this surge of federal law enforcement in PC. One resident that we spoke with says this is too much.
This is one person who's just selling food in a food truck. Even if you were trying to arrest someone in that kind of situation for an actual crime, that would warrant 2, maybe 3 officers, not a whole road full. This is complete overkill that they're doing because they're a bunch of posturing nonsense people.
What's up, Dub?
I'm trying not to swear for your sake, but this is complete BS. None of this is necessary.
Now, guys, an official with the White House confirmed that today they're versus them kind of coming out at night as we've seen maybe for the past week. We also got confirmation that last night alone, Tuesday evening, they made a little over 40 arrests, and our camera was actually there at one of those arrests. We had video from a scene in Columbia Heights where the community was also upset by their presence. Now, take a listen to what took place before we go into what we were able to gather.
What's up, Dub?
And I'm not sure if you could hear clearly, but this was members of the community saying shame on ICE. People in the Columbia Heights area were upset by the number of federal agents, including Homeland Security, that responded to a call about a person riding an illegal dirt bike. This was on 14th Street between Spring and Perry. A man sitting on the curb getting handcuffed. In the video, people were even asking agents, why are you there, saying all of this for one man? Now, we did reach out to DC police, and they say, you know, the initial call that they were responding to was for someone, a man, the man that we believe you saw on video was driving an illegal dirt bike on the street. So that's what the response looks like. And Chief Pamela Smith kind of addressed that this morning. She says, this is now a partnership. It's a collaboration. So when DC police gets called, even if it's just for someone driving an illegal dirt bike, this is the kind of presence you're going to get. If federal agents are in the area, they're going to respond as well.
Thank you, Nana. In the meantime, breaking news as the president's takeover of the DC Police Department continues.
Hey, man, I've been hearing about that. Like, they have like joint forces of all the different agencies. I mean, all of them just walking around like in mobs and shit. So if you sitting outside and you drinking, and they roll up on you, it could be the fucking FBI or whoever, whatever agency that's out. They'll all come and swarm you. So yeah, man, it's finna get real thick up in here pertaining to that. Have y'all heard about that? Have you been hearing about that, Dubs? Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know what all agencies are involved, but there's a lot of different agencies. I need to find out. Yeah, let me go ahead and play this again, man.
Out for it is day 3 of President Trump's federal takeover of DC's police force and
Sorry about that.
at rapid speed.
ICE agents are now participating in law enforcement on the National Mall as a part of the president's crime crackdown.
The increased federal presence comes as we learn more about how enforcement has gone so far. Yesterday, the White House saying 43 people were arrested on a variety of charges, in addition to the 23 that were arrested on Monday when that federal takeover began.
We have live team coverage about how the enforcement is expected to increase and how long this federal takeover could last, including our exclusive conversation with the mayor and the police chief.
But we do want to begin first with our Nana Bonsu. She is on the National Mall right now. And Nana, you actually just saw more arrests in the past hour, right?
Yes, Angie and Shamari. So we were actually just driving across the city trying to get a sense of what this federal law enforcement presence feels like today. And that's when we actually stumbled across a number of marked and unmarked cars, as well as a crowd with their phones out. We have video of what they were actually recording and what we witnessed as well. We watched a man get handcuffed by several agents, including Homeland Security and U.S. Park Police. He was...
Hey, can I get a mic check? Let me get a mic check. If my what does my face look like? Hold on, let me read that. What my face look like? Hold on, the chat is moving. I'm just asking if you're mad. No, well, when I get mad, my face looks mad, but I don't know. Shit, it looks like what it looks like. Hey, how's the audio? How's my audio, Doug?
Put in the back of one of the unmarked cars, and not too far away was a food truck that we later watched get towed. Right now, it's unclear why this man was arrested. It could be a number of reasons, but this is just another example of this surge of federal law enforcement in D.C. One resident that we spoke with says this is too much.
This is one person who was just selling food in a food truck. Like, even if you were trying to arrest someone in that kind of situation for an actual crime, that would warrant 2, maybe 3 officers, not a whole road full. This is complete overkill that they're doing because they're a bunch of posturing nonsense people. Like, I'm trying not to swear for your sake, but this is complete BS. None of this is necessary.
She sounds like an actress, like she's one of them what do you call those people that are paid to be there to damn, what's that word? Provocateur or something. Yeah, she sounds like she didn't even sound right.
Now, guys, an official with the White House confirmed that today their federal agents are actually transitioning into a 24/7 operation versus them kind of coming out at night as we've seen maybe for the past week. We also got confirmation that last night alone, Tuesday evening, they made a little over 40 arrests, and our camera was actually there at one of those arrests. We have video from a scene in Columbia Heights where the community was also upset by their presence. Now, take a listen to what took place before we go into what we were able to gather. And I'm not sure if you could hear clearly, but this was members of the community saying shame on ICE. People in the Columbia Heights area were upset by the number of federal agents, including Homeland Security, that responded to a call about a person riding an illegal dirt bike. This was on 14th Street between Spring and Perry. A man sitting on the curb getting handcuffed. In the video, people were even asking agents, why are you there, saying all of this for one man? Now, we did reach out to DC police, and they say, the initial call that they were responding to was for someone, a man, the man that we believe you saw on video was driving an illegal dirt bike on the street. So that's what the response looks like. And Chief Pamela Smith kind of addressed that this morning. She says this is now a partnership. It's a collaboration. So when DC police is called, even if it's just for someone driving an illegal dirt bike, this is the kind of presence you're going to get. If federal agents are in the area, they're going to respond as well.
Thank you, Nana. In the meantime, breaking news as the president's takeover, the D.C. Police Department continues. In the past few minutes, we've learned a woman has died at the hospital after a shooting on 15th Street in Northeast. It happened late this morning. We're working to get more information about what happened. No word on a suspect. This is the 101st homicide in the district of the year.
And in the meantime, today, a new threat from President Donald Trump. He says that he could extend the federal takeover of D.C. police.
That was a big-ass hog, wasn't it?
Beyond 30 days. But there are still questions if the president's threat could actually become a reality. Our team coverage continues tonight with Fox 5's Bob Barnard. He is at DuPont Circle in Northwest with more. Hi, Bob.
Hey there, Angie. President Trump says he is going to clean up and make D.C. safer rapidly. He says it's a disgrace that people can't go out to dinner in the city without feeling afraid. And he said what he's doing is soon going to make D.C. the envy of the world.
We're going to fight crime. That's a good thing. Already they're saying he's a dictator. The place is going to hell, and we've got to stop it.
Now, as many as 500 federal agents from the FBI and ATF and Homeland Security are or soon will be working assignments on the street, primarily at night, but now 24 hours a day, we're told, in different parts of the city. The National Guard is here as well. There was a big show of force last night. The president saying today at the Kennedy Center that people can't go out to dinner in D.C. because they're afraid of getting mugged. And so Trump says this 30-day experiment will actually go longer and not, he says, with congressional approval.
We're going to be asking for extensions on that, long-term extensions, because you can't have 30 days. 30 days is, that's by the time you do it. We're going to have this in good shape.
We certainly want to know what we're being measured against, and I think they regard it as a success to have more presence and to take more guns off the street.
Yeah, I heard D.C. was a shithole,
we
man.
do too, but they also said that this is a surge and that we are looking to evaluate it in the 30 days that the order lays out.
But again, as you heard there, the president is now saying this federalization of D.C. will likely last longer than a month. What do legal experts think about that? Here is constitutional attorney Chris Murray.
Congress passed the Home Rule Act. Subsection D of Section 740 of the Home Rule Act says that if Congress passes a joint resolution, they can give President Trump what he wants, which is control of the D.C. police beyond 30 days. But Congress has to do it.
Now, President Trump says any talk that crime is down in the district is bogus. He says the latest crime stats were rigged and that any talk of D.C. statehood, well, he said, forget about that, guys.
Bob, thank you so much.
It takes 90 seconds for this NASA-engineered AC cool.
All right, yeah, that's some crazy shit right there, man. Let me see what else I can find. Give me a second. Yeah, all those organizations coming together, man. That's crazy. Let's see what we got.
Expected to address crime in the nation's capital once again as he is threatening a federal takeover of the district's local government. Over the weekend, the administration launched, I guess you call it a crackdown in D.C., involving up to 450 federal officers. And now a source is telling CNN that the plans are going even further. And now the plans call for as many as 130 FBI agents to patrol the streets with D.C. police, which, to say the least, would be highly unusual. The president's floated the possibility of deploying the National Guard even there as well. All of this despite that the numbers don't necessarily match the rhetoric, that the stats and the data show that violent crime has dropped in D.C. compared to this time last year. CNN's Elena Train is at the White House. His fixation on this is only getting more fixated, not less, despite what the numbers say. What are you expecting to hear from the president today?
I put it this way, Kate. We've definitely seen, of course, the president repeatedly try to paint himself as a law and order man, a law and order president. We've also seen him repeatedly this term push the boundaries of his executive authority. And we're really going to see both of those things kind of escalate today when he addresses reporters at 10 a.m. in the White House briefing room. Now, I'm expecting to hear a lot of the same things we've seen the president post over the weekend. Just to give you one of them from yesterday, he said, quote, "The homeless have to move out immediately. We will give you places to stay, but far from the Capitol." He went on to say, "The criminals, you don't have to move out. We're going to put you in jail where you belong." Now, I think it's important to note, Kate, as you mentioned, we have seen crime in D.C. actually drop in recent years, not just from this time last year, but also when you look back to 2023, from those numbers as well. And we are seeing the president take things to a level you haven't really seen in this city. So as you mentioned, this event comes after we saw the president launch a surge of these federal law enforcement agencies. We were told by a White House official that 450 officers were expected to participate. And then we also have from a source familiar that we could see as many as 130 FBI agents patrolling the city alongside DC police. And it's, again, notable, it's not typical for FBI agents to be doing this type of work, looking at license plates to see which vehicles may have been stolen, other things like that. Now, all of this, as we've also heard, Trump's Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy, Stephen Miller, he's compared this city to a war zone. He said it's, quote, "more violent than Baghdad. It's more violent than parts of Ethiopia." And what's been really striking to see over this past several days now, ever since the president 5 days ago,
a city in America could be that damn violent.
We've notably not heard a lot from local officials. That included the DC Mayor Muriel Bowser. However, we did hear her break her silence yesterday when she went on one of the Sunday shows. Listen to what she said.
Any comparison to a war-torn country is hyperbolic and false. There are very specific things that...
Hey, now this guy right here with this big-ass afro, he looks like that guy from Keenan and... What's that? Kel and Pale, or Keenan and Pale, or Pale and... whatever that damn show is. You know what I'm talking about? That's what he looked like. That comedian dude. I can't think of the name. Somebody put the name of the show in the chat for me.
In our law that would allow the president to have more control.
No, not Keenan.
We are not
Keenan and Kel. The Pale dude, the big, tall, light-skinned dude and the little short dude, but I can't think of his name. But they make movies and shit, pretty good movies. I can't think of the name. They're on YouTube too.
Experiencing a spike in crime. In fact, we're watching our crime numbers go down.
Hi, I'm Bhanu, and I'm thrilled to announce that.
Yeah, that dude looks. Every time I see that commercial, it freaks me out because his goddamn hair just like he's lying to us with that damn hairpiece. That damn hairpiece just throws me a fucking loop. Yeah, Key and Pale. Damn Indian with a hairpiece. That's some crazy shit.
So as you heard her say there, we're watching our crime numbers go down. But again, this is the first time we've heard Bowser address this since all of this began. And it's been, again, very notable. We haven't heard from many local law enforcement officials speaking up about this. Something notable as well for me was that Bowser did not direct the president or attack the president directly. All to say, waiting to see what the president will actually say when we see him at 10 a.m. We'll, of course, bring you the news there. Kate.
Elena Trina at the White House for us. Thank you so much, Elena.
With us now is Executive Committee Chair for the New York State Democratic Party, Christine Quinn, and Republican strategist Neil Chatterjee. And Christine, I just want to start with you here because the crime stats are what they are. Why is this still potentially a potent political issue for the president?
Well, crime is always top or very high on people's lists of concerns because no one wants their city or town to go back to as dangerous as it might have been in the 80s or 90s. But also, I think President Trump, and you can't really argue this, has had almost a war against urban America or blue urban America, which much of urban America is. And this is another example of the facts be damned. Today, he's talking a lot, or yesterday, about homelessness. Homelessness in D.C., based on the point in time survey, which is federally mandated, is down 9%. This is an issue of him really wanting to stick it to Democratic mayors in urban America when he should be focusing on things like his cuts in the budget could reduce policing in urban America and dramatically cut back homelessness services, which will raise homelessness.
Neil, I haven't heard a single Republican have an issue with this, either locally in D.C. or nationally. The stats are what they are. D.C. is a different thing than any other city because the federal government.
That is crazy, man, how D.C. operates outside of America, but it's inside of America, which is really crazy, but it's not even considered part of America. You know what I mean? That's crazy, isn't it?
Has more power there, but how comfortable are you with this extension of federal power?
Yeah, look, stats and numbers are one thing. What people actually experience and feel is another. I live here. I used to work next door to the CNN studio in Washington, D.C.
So let me get this straight. American Badger, you're saying the police guy in charge of report crime was arrested last month for fixing the report, not report true crimes. So yeah, I'm trying to read what you wrote, but let me go ahead and see if I can pin that. So he got arrested because he was fixing the reports. He was falsifying reports and stuff like that. Is that what you're saying?
At the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. I got to tell you, when I would walk to Union Station at night after work, I was very uncomfortable. I walked through a lot of seedy situations. And so you can throw out statistics and surveys all you want. The fact is, people who live here.
You know that motherfucker wasn't walking no goddamn where. Look at him. Does he look like he was walking any goddamn where? No. He's lying. He's a fucking bald-faced lie. He was fucking Ubering it. He was a Lyft or an Uber. He wasn't walking no damn where. He's a liar. He's lying. You know how you can tell when they lie and their lips move.
Here, people who visit here in the nation's capital, they feel uncomfortable. And the president senses that and wants to do something about it. And I applaud him for it.
Hey, Christine, one last question on this. What's the risk for Democrats here? We didn't hear from Washington, D.C.'s mayor until vaguely over the weekend, and only a little bit there. Why are Democrats being so careful about this?
Well, I think overall Democrats are being too careful in general, is my opinion, and I think facts do matter. If you're the leader of the country, if you're the mayor of a city, facts matter. You have to decide how to put your resources out there based on what is real. And you know what? One of the reasons there has been some challenges around prosecutions for crimes in D.C. is that both President Biden and President Trump haven't filled the judges' seats that are necessary to be federally appointed to prosecute crime in D.C. If he wants to help D.C. keep crime down, that's what he should do. And you need to lead based on the facts.
Joining me now to talk about this and more is Congressman Subramaniam of Virginia. He represents the suburbs outside of D.C. Congressman, thanks for being here. We're going to talk about a lot of things, but let's talk about this escalation in language against the district over homelessness problem, over juvenile crime. I think he's mentioned the graffiti. There's going to be a press conference today. What do you see and how he's talking about this? Does it merit federal action?
Yeah, his words just make it clear. He doesn't care about the homeless people. He doesn't care about the city. He just wants the homeless people out of his sight. And he's acting on crime right now because a Jewish employee got attacked. And so, yes, homelessness is a problem in D.C. Crime is a problem in D.C. like it is in many cities. But I think it's special to him because it's him and his inner circle see it, and that's what is affecting them. And so I would say generally, if he wants to address all these issues, How about start by actually funding DC and giving it the federal funding that it has been set aside for it over the years? They've been withholding funding for DC this session in Congress, and that would be a much better way to tackle homelessness, funding the police here, for instance, to be able to do their jobs rather than this rhetoric. And generally, I see this rhetoric from President Trump and this administration.
But it's not just rhetoric in terms of they've got now some federal agents from various departments that are going to be supporting the district when it comes to crime prevention. Do you see this as a step towards the most extreme would be revoking home rule, saying DC can't run itself? But in what ways is he encroaching on how DC's run?
Yeah, it's the law, the home rule. It's the law right now to give DC the autonomy to address these issues. If the president and this Congress want to help with crime, they can do that. If they want to help with homelessness, they can do that. What I don't think is very helpful, though, is when they withhold funding like they have in the past, and they just talk about this problem and talking about moving people out of their sight away from DC, because I live in Virginia. That's my district and my home. And so is there a plan to move people to Virginia to get rid of the people in DC who are struggling? How about helping them directly? How about getting them funding? How about getting them housing here in DC, their home, right? That would be much more productive than what the president's doing right now.
With Monday.com's intuitive work management.
Yeah, why do you think they're all of a sudden going after DC? Anybody know why?
To help carry out President Trump's unprecedented plan to take over policing in the Capitol. Scott McFarland asks DC residents how they feel about the whole thing.
Yeah, what do y'all think? What are some of the reasons y'all think they're going after DC right now? Anybody got any ideas? I have no idea. I haven't been following it. This is like, I just started hearing about it like the other day. I saw a whole bunch of different agencies walking through different neighborhoods, walking up on people, letting them know they're going to be out there checking people and fucking with people and stuff like that. So I know it's about to get real. Other than that, that's all I know, and from what I just heard today.
One day after President Trump announced his plan, National Guard troops were deployed to D.C. streets Tuesday night, joining nearly 900 federal agents and officers that have taken posts around Washington, alongside local police who are now under the authority of the Trump administration. In D.C.'s Anacostia neighborhood, Ron Moten says crime has long plagued his community, but he and others are skeptical this is a good idea.
They're tired of violence. I get it. But my only caution is one thing can lead to the next thing. You can take over our police department today and we wake up and you take over our city.
They may not give it back.
They might not give it back.
Top Department of Justice officials, including the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, met with D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser yesterday, while the White House defended the 30-day takeover.
We are removing as many criminals from the streets, and we are cleaning up D.C. as best as we can, and working with the Metropolitan Police Department to do that.
Darrell Gaston has seen the violence up close.
Those are bullet holes up there? Yeah, bullet holes. This whole window had to be replaced right here.
A recent car chase and shooting damaged the outside of Gaston's restaurant. He welcomes an increased law enforcement presence, but says the community wants a longer-term plan to curb crime.
We can always use more police, right? But I think having police officers that are from the community, that are trained locally, is much different than having a federal police that's not trained in community policing.
D.C.'s mayor cites data which shows violent crime is at its lowest level in 30 years and had...
All right, Dubs, take it easy, bro. I'm about to go in there and get me something to eat. I gotta cook. I'm hungry as fuck. I haven't ate all day. Yeah, I wasn't even planning on going live. I'm over here. Let me show you what I'm doing before you run up out of here, man. Let me see if I can show you what I'm over here doing. I'm writing code. I'm actually over here building websites and stuff, man. Now, are you still there? Let me know if you're still there before I show you this shit. If you're not there, then I'm gonna go ahead and not show you. But if you're there, I'll show you. Give me a 1 in the chat. I'm over building websites and apps and stuff, man. So I'm over writing code. I don't know if you can see all of this. But yeah, this is like code, a web app that I'm creating. And this right here, this particular app, it's for ingredients. It's called an ingredient app. So what you do is all the ingredients that you have in your crib, you put the ingredients in and it'll kick you out a recipe instead of just being a plain recipe app. So I'm over building this shit out. But I have several different web apps that I'm over building out. And this one right here, this you'll be able to record like conversations, and then it can identify the speaker. It can tell if it's a woman or a man. It can detect emotions. It can actually track the tone and the sarcasm and stress. It can spot lies, narcissisms, and all that shit. And then it can what it does, it evaluates and analyzes the conversation and just gives you key points about conversations and shit. So this right here is a fucking $1 billion idea that I'm working on. So I'm working on this shit in real time. But I'm gonna let y'all go because I'm gonna go. I gotta finish working on this. Yeah, I gotta finish working on all this shit right here. And I know this stuff is boring and you guys don't know what it is, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Peace out. How do you stop this shit? See, y'all, anybody know what any of this? Y'all understand all this shit right here? This right here is gonna make you $1 million. It's gonna make you a billionaire, a millionaire. Oh.